Hey, what's good with you? Thanks for hopping in the car with Christian Addiction Recovery, the channel where like minded individuals that face similar struggles can come so that we can learn and discuss new ways to live our best life possible and overall become the best version of ourselves. Hey, if you haven't yet, click that little subscribe button. I don't know. Hey, you're back, you're here, you're checking it out. It must be good info. All right. Hey, do that so you don't miss any of these. Look, I'm not in the algorithm. I got 74 subscribers. So my videos ain't going to be popping up for you unless you subscribe. So do yourself a favor, do me a favor. I would be honored if you join the team. Add a D. It costs nothing to you, but it means a great deal to me. All right, enough of that. I normally don't do that at the beginning of the video, but I had to put out the invitation, as it were. All right, so before I get started, make sure that you do go back and check out my last two videos about gratitude and negative behavior, how to combat negative behavior with gratitude. They're pretty good. I think you'll enjoy them. All right, today I wanted to talk about the importance of a routine for not only just getting healed mentally and getting to a good, stable place mentally healthy, as it were, but to use those same skills, these same tools to level up, to continue, to pull from the never ending fountain that is God. God has so much for us, but if we cannot handle it mentally, then we're not going to be able to experience it, right? Obviously, He is spiritual. We are spiritual beings. We have a spirit in us. However, He put us in bodies that have a mental capacity and a high intelligence. We are made in His image. We are highly intelligent like God. Okay? So obviously we not smart like God. He knows everything. But He's made us to where we can learn, to where we can grow, into where we can become more and more like Him throughout our life. But I didn't really know the importance of routine. People always say brush your teeth in the morning, those kind of things when you're growing up. No one really told me that in order to be content in life, I would need to know how to implement a routine on a daily basis. But when I went to rehab after overdosing and after struggling with drug addiction for 24 years to battle my depression and anxiety, I had no routine. And I was just really I was really in survival mode for a long time because I just had this great deal of anxiety and depression. And the enemy had convinced me that I had screwed up my only option of getting healed because I'd turned my back on God. Basically, something along those lines. That's a really short way of breaking it down. But I did not think that I deserved to be a child of God. But I learned at Honey Lake that I don't deserve to be a child of God, but I am one anyway. You know, it's not because of what I've done that makes me a child of God or what I do that makes me a child of God. It's because he calls me a child of God. He called me by name. He called you by name. If you're watching this video, I know He called you by name. He doesn't call everybody, but He called you. All right, so I get off track a little sometimes. Now I'm back. Routine. What I learned at Honey Lake, and I'll be honest, I didn't really learn this at Honey Lake. What I learned there, or what they did there, is they implemented a routine kind of unwillingly without you knowing it, because you had to have your breakfast every morning, 7:30, and then you had to go to these certain meditations and classes throughout the day, therapies, and you do that for 30 days, and you create inside of your mind some good neural pathways with this new routine. And so when I got out of Honey Lake, I, I'll be honest, when I was there, I did not think that I was going to be like doing this one day. I just thought that I would be able to go back to my other life and not be hurting. I didn't think that I would just continue to level up and get better and be able to help others and things like that. I was just kind of going through it having a good time, enjoying the classes, everything like that. Then when I got out, I realized that maybe I can actually keep this, because I had been to camps and I had been to conferences and I'd had some really mountaintop high experiences with God. And so I kind of thought that this would be one of those, and then maybe I would actually be able to kind of stay at the mountain high top. I had no idea that God had so much more for me. But one of the ways that I kept on excelling toward what God's will in my life was, is routine. It was my routine. It was getting up every day and taking a walk with God. It was getting meditation in my life. It was getting mindfulness practices in my life. And in time, exercise, yoga. When I say yoga, I just really basically mean mindful stretching. I know that yoga is a religion, so I'm not really talking about that. When I do yoga, I don't do yoga. I just do mindful stretching. I stretch and that's it. But sometimes I go to a yoga class so that I can do my mindful stretching. But each time I added one of these tools, each time I added one of these things that I learned at rehab and the things that we talk about on the channel, each time I implemented one of these practices, it took me to a new level in my relationship with God, therefore taking me to a new level in my peace and my contentment and my joy and my just overall well-being. I continue to today. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying, like, haven't gone off to Bible college or anything like that. All I've really done is just maintained my routine. And part of my routine is learning about neuroscience. Part of my routine is listening to the Word of God and different preachers. And those are other things that really need to be in your routine if you want all that God has for you. Because God says that He is doing a new thing. And at the end in Revelation is He says He's making all things new. So I want to be a part of that new. And if I am stuck in my old ways, I'm going to miss that new. Okay, so that's why I'm always trying to learn and trying to keep my neuroplasticity. That's the brain's ability to make new neural pathways. I'm trying to keep that at high so that I'm always able to create that new neural pathway, and I don't get stuck being conformed to the patterns of this world. But I will tell you, I have had some experience since getting out. It hasn't just gone up like this, because I have a business back in Texas that I have to go attend to in the summer. And so for the last 2 summers, I've had to go back to Texas and stay there for 2 or 3 months and just work my butt off, because that's what I do in the summer there. And I would get off my routine. I wouldn't have the opportunity to do meditation. I wouldn't have my opportunity to do all of those things. And quite honestly, each time at the end of the summer when I got back, my anxiety had started to creep back into my life. My depression, my sadness, I started noticing my irritability. I started noticing my lack of patience with those that I care about. I started noticing me missing more, focusing more on the negative, what I didn't have. So but the awesome thing about me having to go back and losing that routine is because I've now for the third time had the opportunity to go from a place of depression and implement my routine, the things I talk about on this channel, which is why I ask you to subscribe so you don't miss one of them, okay? Because you may practice many things that I talk about, but you may miss something that God has for you, that He wants to give you. Here's a gift, here's a tool, my friend, my son, my daughter. Use this in your life. Not saying I got all the knowledge, by no means. Do I know all the ways? By no means. But I'm sure all the people that taught me what I learned don't know all the ways, but I got a little bit from everybody. So stick around. I might have something, or God might have something for you by way of delivery of me. But I've had the chance to use these tools to start pulling myself up out of the mud time and time again. Not that I really want to get back in the mud. If I had my opportunity, I would not do my summer business in Texas and just, stay in that routine and continue to grow. But I know God has a purpose and a reason by having me go back and run that business. One is it gives me enough money to where I can, work at this rehab and not be stressed by only making, $15 an hour or whatever. Oh, less than that, I'll be honest with you. It's not even that much. But because I have that business, it's able to afford me. But the other thing that I know now that God has, the other point of that is because He's teaching me the importance of this routine so that I can tell you the importance of this routine. There's been a purpose for all of my pain, and there's been a purpose for all of your pain. It's to teach us. And what I learned was that this routine is so incredibly valuable. And yes, I am talking about brushing your teeth, and I am talking about taking walks, and I am talking about exercise and things like that, but I'm very much more so talking about a routine that involves meditation in your life and slowing down and training your attention to be in the present moment, if that's where you will it to be. Now, sometimes there is times to dream and vision board and think about what God has for us, but it shouldn't be that often, because we should primarily place our attention and our focus on right now, because this is the gift that God has given us. The present is the gift that God has given us. This is where He talks to us. This is where He teaches us things. This is where He shows us scripture in the Bible. He has me say something to you in the present moment. But our brains are not very good at staying in the present moment. They fail. They can't even do it half the time. But the more that we practice mindfulness and meditation and these things, the more we can know that if we start freaking out about something that's probably not going to happen by way of anxiety, then we can say, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my focus right here. But if you don't know how to do that and you haven't built up those mind muscles, as it were, then you're not going to be able to do it. I wasn't able to do it. I went to church, had all these great mountain high experiences. I mean, if there was anybody that should have been able to be happy and content, it was me. I had everything that I needed, but I didn't have what I needed to process the trauma that I went through later in life. And I didn't have these things that I'm trying to tell you. I didn't have anybody telling me that neuroscientifically routine is the only way to get to the next level, to build that momentum. You do the routine. It sounds like routine's not building momentum. It sounds like routine's doing the same thing over and over every day. But it's a momentum. You get going, and then that's how you break through to the next level. Hey, this is just what I heard. This is what I heard by way of my spirit. But anyway, stick around. I hope I don't know if I really gave you too much, factual information on this, but it's just what I know and what I've seen happen for me time and time again. This last summer, when I came back and it was bad. I was not like in a bad place, but I was not feeling my happiness. I kind of felt like I just got back to where I was just getting through the weeks, not, like I said, I wasn't struggling, but I wasn't thriving. And that's what the routine has helped me do in my life is thrive in this domain of mindfulness that I want to live in. I never knew about it. I never knew about the present moment. But now that I do, I'm not going anywhere. Or at least I don't want to go anywhere. And that's why I do these things that I talk about on this channel. That's why I put these things in my routine, because I don't want to lose this precious gift that I've found. I have found a life that is so far more abundantly wonderful than I ever thought it could be. And I just, my expectations have gone down. I stopped expecting that I should have a big house and nice cars and all these things and money in the bank. I, putting my expectations towards those things and just being disappointed in life. But when I got rid of all those expectations and I just said, God, I want what you have for me, and I'm going to do this routine to get it, God, because I'm tired of running from you. And he has just blessed me with contentment. I wouldn't trade this contentment in for all the money. So this is priceless, what I've found, and I'm trying to give it to you. Priceless. But I hope you will stick around on the channel. I hope you will smash my like button, smash it. If you're still here, you better smash it, because this is a long video and I've been rambling. So smash the like, because you must like it a little bit. All right. Hey, comment down below. Let me know what you want me to do a video about. Boundaries, expectations, disappointments, pride, fear, anxiety, what you want. Just let me know down low. All right. I'll catch y'all next time. Thank you so much. Peace.